Commenting with Google Plus sucks. But commenting with Reddit is awesome. So head on over to Reddit and leave a comment on this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching. This is the continuation of an episode. If you want to get caught up, click the playlist annotation at the top of the video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. I'm going to now take us over to the PDFs. This is a PDF file of, let's see, this is the Ranger that I have up. That's what Siri is playing. So I'm going to ask each woman to open up their character creation sheet, and then at the top for everyone except for you, Stephanie the Barbarian, I want you to click on Show Creation Instructions because that's going to give you the bonds. We're going to scroll down to bonds. Now, the way Dungeon World normally works in the rules is that you create your bonds before you start playing. I actually do this differently. I have discovered, particularly because when we started, we intended this to just be a one-shot, meaning that we were only going to play one session and you have fun and then go off and do other things. But we all had such a good time that the women agreed to do a YouTube show because that's what I had been looking for. And I was so happy that they wanted to join me on that. So now we're going to do bonds in the second session instead of the first session. But the other reason why I like to do bonds in the second session is because I like for the characters to adventure for a little bit. Find out about each other. Like we now know that Snick is the type of character who probably won't help the other characters when they're in danger if she has something to steal or can get herself, can enjoy herself first. She might be that type of character. Maybe she'll evolve out of that. We also know that that our Ranger is extremely good at thinking about how to drive it. Like last week, our ship, which was out of control, our Ranger, played by Siri, tied herself to the ship wheel to keep the ship on course. So we now know that the Ranger is brave and willing to put herself into danger. We have some ideas about our characters. So starting first with I have Siri up first, so we'll start with you.
Okay.
Siri, you have 3 bonds here, and these are just example bonds. Once you get used to bonds, you can then begin to write your own bonds. As the story evolves, we can write more bonds. You have 4 bonds to choose from here, and we have 3 other characters, so you're going to end up with 3 different bonds.
Okay.
And you have a choice here. I have guided so-and-so before, and they owe me for it. So remember that I said that you adventurers already know each other. You guys have adventured before, and you guys have all been sent here by the realm to get the Dragon's Egg to stop the Civil War. Mm-hmm. So keeping that in mind, give me an idea if you are already. If you're not, we'll go with someone else who's already ready. Give me an idea of what your bonds are. And go ahead and tell me who you put in the space to fill in the bonds.
And do you want us to use the bonds that are already used as examples, or if we have a different one in mind, mention that?
Go ahead and mention the different one in mind. If it's something that works, I will, of course, let you use it.
As my Ranger, I have a feeling that she tends to gather certain kinds of herbs that might be very popular among the thief market because they sell very well. So she might have bumped into our thief through those channels. That's one of the bonds I was thinking of.
Okay.
They might maybe they have worked in the past to sell certain products.
Oh, okay. So your bond can be, I have worked with so and so to sell in the past to sell certain products, and go ahead and just write that right in.
All right with you, Jessica.
Oh, it's fine.
Yes, that's totally fine.
Okay, good.
Oh, Jessica, not Jessa. Yeah, that's a little bit confusing.
Jessica's the one with the thief, so.
Okay.
Just call me to avoid confusion, Snit.
Snit, that's right.
Snit.
All right. Do you want me to list all of them, or just like?
Go ahead and do your next bond with the next character.
All right, and then for Osana, do you think I have perhaps guided her at some point, like maybe just past a weird spot in the forest or something like that?
I I mean, I guess anything would be a guidance for Osana since she's not the brightest druid. I feel like just any, like, information, nothing is common sense to her. So she's like, oh, really? Oh,
Maybe I found her, like, in front of a big river, and she's just standing there going, how do I get over? Well, if you walk that way, there's a toll bridge. Like, that could count. So maybe we just met, and, like, that's how I guided you. So that's a possibility. And then, now for the barbarian, do you think we just met after we were captured?
That could be a possibility, sure.
Yeah, as we were thrown together, because I have a feeling that might be one of the times we met. So would that be good, Jessa?
Yes, but your barbarian one, I'm not seeing the bond. The bond would be there's still because there's still something that you have a feeling about with her. You've traveled on the ship, so for example, you might say that perhaps it looks like she has no respect for nature. So that's one of the bonds you have here. You also, like I said, check with the player and see if that is true.
Did someone mess with my cat last time? Because that would, like, in a bad way. Because that would be, like, no respect for nature.
I was holding your cat's tail.
That's true. I might be a little dubious after you messed with my cat. I don't think that our barbarian interacted with the cat, though, so might be in the clear.
No, I didn't.
And you aren't surfboarding on the back of a piranha, which I'm not sure how I feel like about that as a ranger.
Hey, I'm using the benefits of nature.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Jessica, you crack me up.
What if probably that does not understand life in the wild, so I will teach them? Like,
perfect.
For example, what snakes are venomous or not when we reach that venomous pit.
That's for Stephanie for our barbarian.
Yes.
Okay. Who would like to go next on their bonds?
I've got some kind of thought out from there. And one links directly off of series. This will definitely has some incriminating details.
Oh, I'm wondering though if that might also tie in to our thief's debt problem. Can you tie that in as well too? Like, for example,
I have the debt problem.
I mean Siri's debt problem, her character's debt problem. Can you tie that bond in? Like, you have incriminating information. Did you see her, for example?
No, she has incriminating information on me.
On you? Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I know what she sells on those markets.
Okay, got it.
and you know a few other things that my character has acquired.
And it's important for you guys to write the bonds down on your character sheet, on either your PDF, or you can write it in your Roll20 character sheet, because at the end of each session we're going to see if those bonds have been resolved. And a moment to explain that when you're playing, you want to keep your bonds in mind when you're interacting with the other character. Refer to them, keep them in mind as the relationship, because we're trying not only to build a story, but we're also trying to build relationships. Maybe the relationships may not be happy ones for whatever reason. You guys might not like each other that much, or you might love each other, or you might fall in love. Who the heck knows? But you have, the more depth we can bring to the relationships happening with the characters, the better the story flows and the more interesting it is. And that's what the bonds, we want to start resolving them and bringing up new bonds because new things have happened between us. Go ahead, Jessica.
I'm not sure, like, I've got two in mind for Meccano. I'm not sure which one. I either stole something from Meccano. Generally not a good idea to do that to a barbarian. Or Meccano has my back when things go wrong. So maybe she kinda acted as my bodyguard a few times when, going through an area of town that I don't have the best reputation in.
Well, either of those works fine in terms of, like, for me, but the bond that I was picking for you is Snikt is a halfling, right?
Yeah.
So the one that I picked for you is Snikt is puny and foolish, but amusing to me.
So you've got my back when things go wrong.
Okay.
Because you want your daily laughs.
Right. Yeah. Well, and, you know, if you're amusing, sure, why not?
Okay, and then there's one more for Osana.
And with Osana, we have a con going on.
A what?
A con.
Fine.
Yeah, we
That's
have a con
awesome.
going on. I tell people that Osana is this amazingly knowledgeable druid that, you know, that anything they need, any nature stuff, anything like that, Osana's your druid.
How does that sound to you, Osana? Does that match your character?
I'm trying to think of how it would kind of work out. Maybe Asana doesn't realize that what she's saying is more so in jest. Like she's like, "Oh wow, she really thinks I'm good."
That's cute.
So she's like your confidence boost then.
Yeah, I boost her confidence, and I kind of, con
All right,
people
awesome.
out of there.
Osana, how do you think you would feel about Snick knowing, I mean, imagine she's a thief. You know that, for example, she did not come to you guys' aid during the ship, or at least you didn't see her, though she did help with the cat, which was wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have your bonds done, Jessica. Write those down.
Yeah.
And then, Osana, what do you see with your bonds here, looking at your character sheet? I'm going to pull up your druid. And you have, oh goodness, I love this one. So-and-so smells more like prey than a hunter. That's awesome. But anyway, tell me about your bonds, Osana.
I guess going off of what Snick had already said, what is it? I guess since she is like a thief, and I guess to the Druid society that would be kind of looked down upon.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Osana would maybe see it in her best interest to try to balance out some of the things that Snick does. Like if she like steals something in a merchant shop, Osana's like trying to replace the item or so that people just don't realize it was stolen. Because just talking to her and getting it back, of course, would be the smart thing to do, which Osana's not going to do. So she just has to do some kind of weird roundabout way to balance out things.
It looks like you have a bond here that might fit with that, and it's pretty cool. You have the druid has some great bonds here. It says, the spirits spoke to me of a great danger that follows. Mm-hmm. And it looks like that might be Snick. Mm-hmm. And so first question is, would you have told Snick about this great danger, or would your character have kept it to herself for whatever reason?
I feel like Osana would probably spout random druid lore, which may or may not even be correct, but sure, it's just what she's learned growing up as a druid, and I feel like she just kind of babbles to the people.
That's cute. So like people might not take her serious.
Which is why I'm there. I tell people she's totally your druid. You know?
So I'm kind of spreading a lot of miscommunication about how Druid society works.
So the spirit spoke to me of a great danger that follows Snick. How about your next bond? How about with our ranger?
Well, I think she said that the we that we were to meet was that I was just kind of stuck somewhere, and she just came along and she's like, "Hey, buddy, like it's stuck right there," and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know, man." So let's see. Let me look on the list of where that would be. Maybe I've showed Thistle a secret right of my land, so maybe she...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Useful.
So maybe, like, she was showing me around, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. Just come over and do it like regular people do things. And then I was like, I'm from Druid Place, and then just stopped my Druid lore, and she's like, that's cool, man. You can stop talking. Great.
So to the audience, one of the things that I'm going to do as a game master, the women are already used to this, is I put them right on the spot as far as asking them to role play things out, or describe it, or get creative in their talking about what they're doing. So I want you, Darian, to please tell us about the rite of that you showed Siri and what it does. Like, what benefit does it give her? Perhaps something. Now, you are a druid of the forest. So it may be a rite that allows her to pass through a forest more easily, or a rite that allows her to make fire when the wood is wet, or a rite that allows her to, you know, call on a bird.
Well, right now my druid, she's been learning herbalism. Because it's one of the things that in Druid Society they can learn, and she's an apprentice, but as in most things, she doesn't quite get it right. So I feel like the right that she would teach her is what different plants do. And some may not be what they really do.
That could end in a lot of fun ways.
Okay, so Siri, write that down on your Roll20 character sheet and somewhere in the bio. The bio and info is where you can put all kinds of information about your character. So write in there that you have some information about 2 herbs. Two forest herbs, and you're not sure what they do, and you guys can discuss amongst yourselves, or you can make it up on the spot. Okay?
That'll be fun.
Darian, you have one more character to do, and that's our barbarian.
I'm trying to think of which one fits. Let's see, I have 2 left to use.
Yes. And if neither one of those fit, you can also try. I was thinking for your barbarian, which could be extremely interesting for our barbarian, is that she smells more like prey than a hunter, which could be quite opposite from the fact that she is a barbarian and a hunter, but perhaps you don't value her hunting style, for example. There's one. Or the other one that is extremely interesting is that the barbarian and you she has tasted my blood and I theirs, and we are bound by it.
That's so death metal.
Totally is.
That's so death metal.
I feel like I'm back in my my vampire game.
Right. Yeah, we're what is that ritual called?
It's the embrace.
Like the knife, and you like
the embrace.
Yeah. No, the one where they put it all in the cup. The anarchs do that. Anyway.
Oh, sanguine.
Something. Yeah. Anyway, the prey predator one kind of goes well with Thistle thinks I don't understand nature.
That's true.
Oh, okay.
So it could just be I have this unearned reputation for being rather obtuse when it comes to, the natural world, and it might just be like from one incident, which I will come up with momentarily.
And I was, I like that face. Stephanie, you're on camera right now, and you just made the cutest face. And by the way, Stephanie's text underneath here for some reason is everyone else's is clear, but hers is a little bit blocky. So I want you guys to know that it is mortain.com/blog, and that will also be in the description box below. So you guys decided that the bond was, let's see here, smells more like prey than a hunter. Okay.
Well, so we didn't. Asana didn't. Darian didn't say for sure that's.
Oh,
okay.
Is that the one you want?
I was offering that up.
That would be the easier one to do, but I am so intrigued by the other one. I don't know how to make it work. Let's see.
Does anyone have any suggestions for how?
I just like how it's worded too. Has tasted my blood and I theirs.
Yeah, I love that. I'm going to
lyrics.
put that in Roll20, and I'd like you women to maybe brainstorm as to how that may have happened. I'm seeing some sort of like ritual which allowed the barbarian to have the power of a bear, and you gave that to her in some way.
That'd be awesome.
Druidic power ritual. Druidic, maybe like through the blood bond thing. The barbarian was sort of allowed to sort of be in the druid's lands or something, and it's kind of like
Or she can gain bear aspects, like
We're
she
good.
can be more
You're so good, thank you.
extra stamina.
yeah, something
So
like that.
okay, so so Stephanie, do you like that idea of a ritual that has given you some bear force, you know, inside your blood?
I do not understand at all what your strange rituals are, because your ways are strange and confusing to me, Osana. But I will do as you ask. And drink from this cup, and you will drink from mine.
And there's some herbs in there, and you guys have like
And if I take herbs too?
These herbs are not from Thistle, are they?
I think they might be at Thistle. Were you present at this ritual, kind of helping them bond in some way? Did
Sure.
you offer
I mean,
some
you guys want to have a good time, right?
And Siri, by the way, in your lower third, I need you to put your
Did the logo disappear?
No, yeah, it did actually, and your name is up there. So change it. Yeah, you change it back to your character.
We got this.
Anyway, Snick is what I meant to say. Snick, were you there with the herbs? Is what I meant to say. Or who is it that does the herbs? I'm confused. Oh, okay. And then I meant Thistle. That's what I meant.
As the ranger, yeah.
Thistle sells them, but I totally convinced everyone that Asana knew what she was doing.
Okay. So we have. It looks like we have our bonds done. Is anyone missing a bond, or are we all good?
Yeah, we didn't go over the ones that I have, but
I'm sorry.
I kind of did anyway. So I mentioned Snicked is puny and foolish, but amusing to me. And Osana's ways are strange and confusing.
Mm-hmm.
The last one that I have is for Thistle. Thistle is always getting into trouble. I must protect her from herself.
Aww.
That is. Yep.
I need someone looking out for me. I like that.
Considering you're dealing with me.
Right.
I am greatly looking forward to the trouble that Snick is going to take here. Okay, so bonds are complete. And at this point, we're going to take a break in recording. This seems like a good place to stop. And when we come back, we will jump right back into the adventure where we left off. The women are just getting into lifeboats, have just gotten into lifeboats. Their ship and the captain is very ill. He has done a whole lot of vomiting, unfortunately, because a paladin who was with us last week was failed in healing, so that was too bad. And we're gonna wind up on the shores right underneath Keep Uther. You, as the viewer, by the way, will also see a lot of things that the players are not going to be seeing. You're going to be seeing me creating maps on the fly. You're going to be seeing me pulling characters in. You're going to see all that stuff from my side of things, and notice that a lot of things I'm doing, the characters won't see until I'm ready for them to see them. So that'll be a fun thing for you guys to see.
You have total forewarning, and we don't know what's happening.
And yes, exactly. And I thought about doing this as a live stream, but I decided not to for many reasons. And one of them was that I didn't want the viewers to ruin what was going to happen to you guys. Exactly, you know. So that's why we're recording. So anyway, we will see you for part 2 of the Sunday Women's Tabletop Gaming Group. And thank you, as always, for joining us. Get every new Jessa Channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then, from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.